and welcome to Wolf Farms. I'm Dawn, also known as Knittin' Wolf.
Hi, and I'm James, also known as Wolf Photo. This podcast is brought to you by Wolf Farms. You can find us on the net at wolffarms.net. This month, our scent of the month is fresh cut roses, so go ahead and come on by if you're looking for something special to give to your mother on Mother's Day, or something special for yourself, because you know these are not only good as gifts, but good for you as well. So,
isn't it 3 weeks till Mother's Day?
That's the countdown is on.
The 13th, maybe 8th.
I don't have my calendar.
I don't either. I just.
So yeah, it is coming. It was towards the beginning of May. That's why we went ahead and made the fresh cut roses the scent of the month for April, to give you time to order it up and have it ready for your mother, or for yourself. Of course, we always have it. So come on by.
I'm just looking at the V. It just looked really. I thought, oh, that looks really bad. So is that Farmer Jim I hear?
Farmer Jim.
I hear cheep cheep.
Yeah.
And we're going to have background noise today because
we have.
Give me one of them.
We have a couple new animals on the farm.
Okay, what is this one?
It's a cuckoo Moran, and it's supposed to lay chocolate eggs. It's 2 weeks old.
Dark brown chocolate eggs. And what's this? Is this fudge?
That is Hershey.
Oh, this one's Hershey. Mm-hmm. Oh, you're going to talk for the camera, oh, baby.
And then this here. What is this one here?
A blue slate, also called the lavender bird.
It's a turkey.
This
is
is
a turkey.
Say gobble, gobble, gobble. We're not going to eat you.
They have names, so now they're pets, and if they're pets, they
are officially animals here.
They're here for life, so.
And he will get to be about 25. Oh, this is the flyer. Which one? What's his name?
Squidward.
Squidward.
This one's Squidward. Your SpongeBob SquarePants.
He has a thing hanging from his nose, and when they get bigger, he'll look pretty much like that as well.
So these guys are going to show up. We actually have two other ones. We got two turkey, blue slate turkeys, and two Kookamoran chickens. And we'll be. Go ahead and take him in. I'll hold him. And so we're going to be showing them as they get bigger, because they grow pretty quick.
Because the turkeys are only a week old.
Yeah, these guys are only a week old, and they're already bigger than the 2-week-old chickens. And this guy here will probably get to about 26 pounds when he's full grown.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
But new additions to the farm. But that's Farmer Jim's new buddies.
Yep, new pets.
So if you hear the cheeping, because they get quite loud, that's what you're actually hearing, because they're in the tub. Because you need to keep them in a temperature-controlled heat environment.
Yeah, they have to stay warm as they're getting their adult feathers and stuff on. So
and each week we lower the temperature and
yeah, get them ready for outside. But yeah, they're we only have 4 this time. Last year we were dealing with 30 some odd birds, so it was. This is what happens when I say okay to new animals, and
hey, we did good.
We need some of these, we need some of those, we need some of those. Well, so now we have a farm full of chickens,
although I'm
ducks,
going to go back next.
and guinea keats.
Yeah, we'll have to show you the picture of our guinea keats in a couple weeks or something.
Yeah, they're interesting looking.
Their nails are like razor sharp, so you can't really pick them up.
Yeah, and they're big bird. They're about twice as big as a chicken.
Yeah.
And they're not friendly like the chickens. They're very much want to stay away from people. So.
Maybe we could throw up a picture.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'll show a
that
picture.
Sounded gross. Let's throw up.
So yeah, I got some pictures of them. They're really interesting because their heads are bald and they're blue. The head is blue, and then they have like gray and white feathers and stuff. But yeah, they're an interesting bird. They're like an alarm bird. You know, when they see something out of the ordinary, they start to
They make a machine gun sound.
Machine gun sound that kind of alerts you to something going on. Usually, our brilliant birds do that when we let our big dog outside to kind of roam the territory. They don't recognize them. You know, this is a dog that we've had longer than the guinea keats, and they still don't recognize her.
But she does look like a coyote.
Yeah, but
I even get startled when I forget she's outside.
But yeah, so they let us know that our dog is outside.
They let me know when you get home too.
Yeah, so.
Everybody does. Fuji's howling at the front window. They're screaming in the back.
So anyway, so that's a little farm entertainment for you.
And they eat bugs. They eat bugs.
Yeah, you could put them out and they'll be happy just picking. They're like scavenger birds.
Yeah, and we did have them with the chickens, and we just moved them out this week because they like to pluck the chicken butts.
Yeah, feathers and stuff. Yeah, they're not very kind to the
So a bunch of our hens have bare butts.
So now they get to duke it out with the roosters that are roaming the backyard. So, but they all have kind of their space. So.
The farm happenings.
Yeah, see the things you didn't know before you turned on our podcast.
Yep.
So
we were just out doing the misters for the ducks and the chickens to keep them cool. And
last weekend, crazy weather. It happens every year, but it's still shocking. Last weekend, around the foothills around us, we're in a valley, and really low on the foothills, we got snow. This weekend, it's 97 degrees. As you can see, my head's a little burnt from working outside, and we had to get our misters. We have misters for the animals out there, and those haven't been used since last year, so I had to go in and clean them out. So I was outside trying to get that taken care of while my darling wife is waiting for me to come do the podcast. So.
Waiting so patiently, like I do. Yeah. How many times did I go?
Good thing you love me, huh?
Yeah. And I wanted to give a big congratulations to Rain Lover. She got married yesterday. That's Sarah at the Rain Lover podcast. Sarah and Steve are now hitched.
Yeah.
And it was really cool because we saw some pictures on Plurk, and she looked gorgeous. And
kind of like we were there.
That's what's cool. That's just like with Megan Crafty Pancakes. We actually got to watch her wedding.
Yeah, because she had a video stream, so that was pretty cool.
That was neat.
So, sometimes the distance is not that big of an issue on events if you can, have someone there, either putting up pictures as they go through it or have the streaming video. Technology is pretty amazing,
cool. And then Crow Julie and Crafty Girl 83 are both getting married this coming week. Oh. It's like it's the wedding time of year.
Yeah.
So woohoo, guys! Mm-hmm. It makes me nervous, especially when you guys start doing that countdown business. I'm like, my stomach, because I could just feel the jitters. I literally shook the roses out of my bouquet the day we got married.
See, she realized who she was married, and
I'm like, oh crap, what am I doing?
I've been fooling her for 18 years now. She made the right choice.
Yes, I have.
And I wanted to give a shout out to Kate and Will on the Notable Needle podcast, because Kate brought on her DH, her darling husband, because she wanted to be cool like the Wolf Farms podcast, because I'm on here now. So I wanted to say, give you a shout out, say thank you for giving us a shout out, and thank you especially for saying our podcast is cool because I'm on it now. So thank you very much.
Can we fit the head here? Oh no, it's not fitting.
So, yeah. So
he even went to Stitches with her yesterday.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is that like nudge, nudge, take you to Stitches?
Or Rhinebeck.
Yeah. Well, I took you crawling here, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crawling.
Yeah. Huh.
So you're gonna get into it?
Yeah. Let's get into it.
In the coop. That was a real P.
Coop.
Oopsie.
Uh-oh. Watch out.
Oh, maybe I didn't even have it in this, y'all. Okay, this is my Wolf Photo socks.
Wolf Farms. Wolf Photo?
I have it named
Wolf okay.
Photo. You correct me every week.
It's the Wolf Farm colorway, and therefore it should be called Wolf Farm Socks.
Desert Vista Dye Works. And these are for somebody. And
it's not a surprise, by the way.
Really? Dang, I thought it would be. The size 1 needles. And these are the knit picks, and they're so pointy. I get such a bruise and indentation on my finger because I'm a pusher.
You have to get you little thimbles.
Yeah, so from this Dicky-Doo to this one was the week before, since I didn't show anything last week. And then from the orange up is what I actually did this week. These are so much fun. I just want to just keep knitting these, but yet I got so many other projects and knit-alongs. And I love this yarn. The fabric that is coming out on this is so nice.
Yeah, it's very nice. I like that. Especially when it's up against my feet.
Yeah, I'll let you try them on a little bit.
Yeah, I get an occasional test wear.
And this is with the Limb Knit Crochet podcast with Lauren, because she's having Afterthought April. She thought she'd be little Miss Smart Pants yesterday on her podcast and cut her knitting on her podcast.
Yeah.
Made me want to almost go sit on the toilet. She just scared the pooey. I'm like, oh no. But she showed it really good, and yeah.
You just knit in your line and...
Yeah, I just knit the line. So, just seeing this guy with the driving by in with his truck.
Focus, focus, focus.
Lauren had ADD yesterday, and she's like, look at the pretty leaves, because she's facing the window. Okay, then I have the Hitchhiker still on the needles. I even weighed the yarn, and I still have 25 grams left of the yarn. And it's the Hanger Vot Hanger.
Handgefärbt.
Ooh.
Yeah. Hand-colored in German,
yeah,
for those...
Whatever. It's the Lord of the Vampires. And it's the Martina Bim pattern. And this is with Sock Bunny and the Sock Bunny Knit and Fit podcast and Apple Blossom and You podcast, Sarah. There we go.
Right along.
I was really hoping to get this off the needles for today, but it didn't happen.
No, we should have.
And I'm all tangled
Yeah.
up. Where is my Dicky-Doo? So I've done quite a bit, because there it is.
I've been working on that every night.
There it is. Yeah. Way down yonder in the pawpaw patch, right there, y'all. So, yeah, a lot more teeth. And this is the Lord of the Vampire. I don't know if you heard me when I said it. When I said it. You don't know how many people on the Yarn Crawl ask me, where are you from? But yeah, it's a really fun knit. I already want to knit it again. It's on size 3 knit pick needles, and
yeah, pretty nice.
It's fun.
I know you've been working on that. So
it's that and my sock, because I want to knit on those socks so bad. But then
you don't want to have cast-on-itis and get all your projects going at once.
Oh yeah, I kind of did have cast-on-itis because I'm a little addicted to those little mochi things too. The mini little mochis. Yep.
Oh, am I? What
I'll
are you?
go again.
Wah, wah, wah. Let me go.
Then I bought, I guess this is part of To Market too, but it's on the needles. Because Amanda, Knit Psycho, says, oh, you gotta get that pink on the needles. So I bought the Pagona by Stephen West. And Pagona actually is the name for bearded dragon.
Oh. We got one of them.
We got one of them. So in my project page, I have the picture of Patrick, our bearded dragon, because that's what Pagona actually means. But I'm calling it my Pinkona.
Pinkona.
Because it's out of my red fish pink hand spun. And I just want to knit on this so bad, and just because it's also my size 6 signatures. I did a little bit, and it's actually making a darker pink. Lost my voice. Well, crap. So So, yeah, you can actually see the little bit of pink stripe.
See, pretty good. You're a talented spinner. You're getting the self-striping.
Yeah, I'm like, ooh. But it's so soft. I cannot speak today because it's merino and
silk,
silk,
yeah.
50-50.
I know you're ooh and an on as you were spinning it.
Yeah, I just love this stuff. And the little stitch markers are Crimson Orchid. I think it's crimsonorchid.com. I'm not sure. I have quite a few of hers because they're just like itty bitty little teardrops. And they're natural stones. So this is amethyst and I don't remember. But they're pretty. They're just like perfect little. And I got a ton of them so they match because I got to match. Fuji's going wacky with the pillows again.
Fuji.
So, yeah, I'm really wanting to knit on that. And I started it for the knittables, knit along. I know I won't get it done for it, but thought I'll start it with her. So, because I was told I had to get my pink on there. So.
My turn? Mm-hmm. All right.
What's in your coop?
What's in my coop? My coop. Oh, you remember this? Ooh. This is, I'm working my way through it. This is my washcloth, but it was brought to my attention that this is actually not a washcloth. It's a loincloth. And that I need to put a tie around on there when I get done with it. Yeah, an I-cord. So anyway, because we didn't do our normal episodes last week, I went from this sticky-doo to this sticky-doo the prior week.
You don't even have two on there.
I know. Well, that's my whole point. I didn't move anything. I was too busy. And then this week I jumped on it and got a couple more rows done. So
yeah, he's actually picked it up during the week and not just 10 minutes before the show. At
this rate, I'll have a washcloth for Dawn for Christmas to give to her. So. But yeah, it's coming along. I'm getting the hang of it. Not quite relaxing yet on it, you know. She's telling me it's supposed to be relaxing, but you know, she says you need to knit while we're doing the podcast. But then I'm, sleeping in the chair. We don't want that. So
yeah, he got called out on the VKN the other night. Yeah. So it's his loincloth.
It's my yellow loincloth. So, but yeah, so it's coming along.
We got quite a story about a loincloth too. The things you learn.
Yeah, never a dull moment here. Let's just put it that way. So anyway, I doubled about the how much I had done on there. So I know I did some purling on the bottom, and maybe I need to start doing some purling somewhere because I don't remember how to do that. I have to have Dawn show me again. So I did like a couple stripes of purling down here, so maybe I can do that to keep some sort of a pattern going. So we'll see. See? Wow. See, I remembered what I did. Amazing, huh? Yeah. So
flown the coop. Let's back it up. I also did some spinning, just a little bit, because I had sprained my ankle the week before, so I didn't do any spinning. So this week I'm just finally getting to do a little bit. And this is the CJ Kopek Superwash Merino Dr. Jones? Is it just
Dr. Jones, yeah.
I call it my Indiana Jones. So there's one bobbin. And I was going to make him a hat out of this, but this is just calling out, I want to be a monster. So, yeah.
Very nice.
It's furry. Plus it's furry. It just, monster.
It wants to be a monster.
It's saying, it's just telling me.
Yeah, it's talking to you.
Yeah, it's talking to me.
Ah.
So that's a little bit of spinning. And I don't know if I've ever said I have a Louette Julia. And, did I get that 3 years ago? Or is
it's been about 3 years. Because
this will be our fourth cognitive, so it's 3.
Yeah.
Just 3. Mm-hmm. Yeah, got it from
Village Spinning and Weaving up in Solvang.
Yeah, in the Central Coast area.
You know, so yeah, they're actually when we went and bought that, they sat with Dawn for
4.5 hours.
Yeah, for a long time. You know, she had a wheel in mind that she thought she'd like, and we went up there and they went through all the wheels, and you know, they said each one is, you know, each person has their own way of doing things, and each wheel, you know, feels better from, you know, you can't. Just because one works good for someone doesn't mean it's going to work good for you. And so they went through and they tried out all the different wheels. They have a big selection. And they spent, you know, because she'd never woven except for on a drop spindle. So, sorry. She's never spun except for on a drop spindle. Yeah. And so they sat there and showed her a couple different, you know, the long draw and all of that, you know, and hours, you know, they just sat there and, you know, once she figured out this was the one, you know, they really sat down and showed her how to use it. So
yeah, they actually taught me to spin by the fold, and that's where you wrap the fiber around, and you let the triangle pull from it. Mm-hmm. And that's how they taught me. You know, then when we were with our knit group, they're like, "Why are you spinning like that?" They go, "That's down the line kind of thing." So
yeah, but. Definitely.
Then they spent another 4 hours the next day when we went back.
Yeah, we did stop by there twice. Yeah. We were going on vacation, and so we stopped on our way up, and then they showed all of the things, you know, and then on our way back we just had to stop by, and that's when we bought it.
But it's really cool because they ask a lot of questions, like if you have ankle problems, certain wheels are not going to be good for you. If you have knee problems, certain wheels are not going to be good. Back
Single
problems,
treadle, double treadle, that kind of thing. And
I mean, they really knew what each wheel is better suited for which type of person, and so it's,
it was pretty cool. It's a good store to work with, just because they're willing to spend the time.
And her name's my wheel's name's Julia Gulia from The Wedding Singer with Adam Sandler. One of our goofy movies.
Yeah, I was gonna say, the longer you watch this, you're gonna get the sense for the kind of goofy movies we like watching. So
yeah, I love Adam Sandler. So I've just totally sidetracked just now. Off on a tangent. Here we go.
That's how we normally do when we're trying to get someplace. I never take the easy route.
Yeah, no. So flown the Coop. I think I actually got it under here. I got the T.O., the Tiny Owl crochet pattern, designed by Miss Lauren McMorty, Limnit Crochet. I feel like I've already shown this. I haven't.
I don't know. It's been...
It wasn't in...
And you just did that one.
Here he is.
Probably because you're showing it on your VKNs or something, or...
Yeah, and in her group, and he's got little pink owl eyes. Aren't those cool? I got those from 6060 on Etsy. So,
didn't you get a whole bag of different, like a blend of different eyes?
Yeah, I got a ton of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, he'll go fly and roost in Wolf Farms soon, up there with Lucille the pocket bug. So, that's one flown the Coop. And then I told y'all that I'm addicted to these little mochis. And that's Anna Rockebeck. And I did the wee... Crap, I'm going to drop it. The wee bunny. Wee bunny. It's hard to even hold it. There's a wee bunny.
There he is.
There he is. And that's what's for Jimmy. Whoops, and there's his butt.
His cotton tail for the bunny.
Yeah, I mean the butt.
Yeah.
And I also, she has a free pattern on Ravelry that I did up. And it's something bunny too. It's on my project page. I'll link it on the show notes. But it looks different than this one, because this looks like a demented bunny. You didn't even know it was a bunny when I first showed it to you.
I thought it was a mouse, probably because you did it in gray.
And
bunnies should be white, but you don't like the white bunnies with the red eyes.
No, they're creepy bunnies. And this is sunflower yarn. yarn. We always record when
I
it's
know,
lunchtime.
I was going to say.
Anyways, I did another one, but it flew to Texas to be Lauren's Easter bunny. Peter. Peter.
From the
Pumpkin
Hunger
eater.
Games.
Had a wife and couldn't keep her.
Okay, back on track.
So
Focus.
those are my flown the coops. Oh, what was that movie? Boat Trip.
No, that was American Pie.
American Pie Wedding.
Yeah.
Focus.
Like I said, you watch this long enough and you'll
We need
know
to
the
see the reunion.
Yeah, there's an American Wedding reunion. I know that's out. We haven't. We'll probably wait till that one comes on DVD. But.
Yeah. So, back on track. To market. Oh, I just skipping you.
Oh, yeah, that's okay. We can get to me whenever. I'm just here for entertainment.
I'm on a roll.
I'm here for entertainment purposes. So.
Okay, well, I'll go ahead and do to market real quick. Mm-hmm. What was it? Oh, the Pagona pattern, which I already showed you by Stephen West. Mm-hmm. I already explained what it all meant to you and everything. Then I placed an order because I just loved it because it's the Wolf Farm colorway. Desert Vista Dye Works. .artfire.com, and Susan has just done such a beautiful job. It's 462 yards, 75% superwash merino, 25% woolen nylon, and it's more of the Wolf Farm colorway. And more, and more, and more. Which I only bought 2. But she sent a third one for the prize giveaway.
Yeah.
So when we hit 3,000 members on the Ravelry group, which we're at 2911.
Yeah, we're getting there.
Yeah, it's just crawling. So this is going to be one of the many prizes for when we hit.
Yeah, we're getting there. So if you have any people out there that you know that haven't joined our group, invite them if you like, and then we can all celebrate that 3,000 mark, and we have some prizes to give away. So it'd be really
fun,
really good.
Yep.
Yeah, you might just win something.
Yep.
And if you're not in the group, join.
And then a little someone named Lauren. Her ears are going to be burning, y'all. Gifted me this pattern by Amy Gaines, and it's the Knit Chicken and Baby Chick pattern. And I printed it in black and white because it was quite a hefty pattern. And I have no idea yet what yarn. This is one we're going to knit for our toy knit-along.
Mm-hmm. So you have to go match it with, go take your yarn out to figure out which chicken it's going to look like, so you know at least how to name it. So.
I don't know if I'll knit the baby chickens. I'll probably just do the mama chicken. Mama chicken.
Mama chicken.
Mama chicken. Little red hen. Just like me. Have to do little spikes.
Yeah, we got little
sparkles.
red hens.
Yep.
Spikes and sparkles, huh?
Yep. And then I caught another Crafty Girl update. And that's another craftygirl.etsy.com. And it is... Where's the name?
It has to have a good name.
It did. It was Fozzie Bear, and it doesn't have it. Maybe that opens.
Open.
Maybe I'm just a dork.
Yeah, maybe you should have taken it out of the bag, huh?
I know, but I don't want it to get dirty. Fozzie Bear. The Muppets. I had to get Fozzie Bear. Because it even matches my Fuzzy Bear nail polish by OPI. It's got pink.
Yeah. And it's got a cool name. It's got a
And I
cool
love her twist. Such a tight twist.
Yeah. See, I'm starting to learn about twist with mine because I keep picking up, it's not good yarn. But yeah, so I'll start to appreciate those finer points that you've been telling me about forever. And
So is that all the
Is that your to
market?
Okay, well, I guess it's time for picking on the farm. One of the last time we did I did a Picking on the Farm segment, I was talking about the depth of field and setting aperture and shutter speed. And a number of people had mentioned that their camera doesn't have manual settings, which is the case with a lot of cameras nowadays. They don't give you the ability to control those things directly. So what I wanted to do is point out a lot of the cameras nowadays.
Sorry, I just had to yawn. It was just coming.
A lot of the cameras that are out there nowadays. I'm not going to speak specifically about any particular one, but a lot of them have these what either they call them creative settings, or they're the automatic settings. But they all have like different symbols. Like there's the running person and the face and the mountains. You see all these on the dial and you don't know what those do, but those actually are kind of a roundabout way of adjusting your shutter and your aperture speed, or your shutter speed and your aperture, so that you can get those effects that I was talking about 2 podcasts ago, to get better depth of field or faster shutter speeds, those sort of things. Because you don't have direct access to manually set it, you can kind of set your camera into those modes, and they will have a specific effect on the picture that you're taking. So I wanted to kind of cover those in terms of the camera you might have. Some cameras just don't have them, and there's not a whole lot of control that you have when you're taking a picture with a camera that just has on and off. So unfortunately, there's not a whole lot that this is going to help you. But for those that have the middle of the road cameras that do have some adjustments on it, hopefully this segment will help. One of the settings is usually a picture of a face. You'll see a face on there, and that's considered the portrait setting. And what that will do is that will actually give you limited depth of field. So this is where the aperture is going wider and the shutter speed's getting faster, so it stops. It's a quicker shutter speed, more light in, but it limits the depth of field, so the stuff behind the person that you're taking a picture of would blur. But you can also use this when you're taking a picture of anything that you want to limit your depth of field. So you're focusing on a specific portion of your pattern, you put it in this mode, and it'll be a faster shutter speed because it's letting more light in, and it will limit the depth of field so that you'll be able to focus in on particular details in your patterns, or anything that you're taking a picture of. Another mode is usually you see a picture of the mountains on there. That's the landscape mode, and that actually will make your depth of field very deep. It'll set it so that a lot of stuff is in focus, from close up to far off, and that's done through the aperture shutting down and making the depth of field expand. So don't fall asleep on me here. But those are 2 settings that you could use to either expand your depth of field or shrink it down so that you blur unimportant information out from behind or in front of the thing you're taking a picture of. So I wanted to point those out. The action, the sports one, usually you see a person running. That setting will set the camera to do really fast shutter speed, and so that'll also be a limited depth of field. But because these programs you're not directly setting things, the important thing on the action would be the shutter speed. So it will try and put it up as high as possible, so you actually get the most limited depth of field with the action setting. So the cameras, each one's a little different, so you might have slightly different results, but in general that's what they will do. Another setting that you might have is the nighttime portrait, and that is where it still uses the flash, but it uses a slow shutter speed so that it still picks up the light, the natural light that's happening from the sky, or from the lights from the buildings, room, whatever. So it'll still use flash to help illuminate the subject, but you'll also get some of the lighting. So those are a couple of the things that will help you take a picture, kind of what we were talking about 2 podcasts ago about the depth of field and that sort of thing. But for those cameras that you can't do it, this is kind of the way to get around that, kind of trick your camera into doing what you really want it to do, even if you can't tell it directly. So one of the things that I wanted to also talk about is, in photography, one of the things that's a good learning tool is to look at other people's pictures. And look at other people's pictures that you like, and then use the information I'm giving you, about depth of field and shutter speed and lighting, and try and look at it and see if you can identify, is it a shallow depth of field? Is it, expanded depth of field? Is it sharp? You can't overestimate the importance of a tripod when you're doing, picture taking. That in itself just helps everything just get that much sharper because there's no movement on the camera. But if you look at pictures that you really appreciate, try and figure out where the light's coming from. Is it soft light, hard light? We talked about that before. Is the depth of field shallow or is it expanded? And the pictures that you like, if you can identify in there what's going on, you can use that in your own pictures and try and duplicate it. I think the best learning technique is, mimic the master. That's one of the things that they talk about a lot, is that you try and mimic the people that you appreciate and try and duplicate that, and you'll learn through that. So that's one of the things that I wanted to point out is, take the time to look at not just the results of your picture taking, but look at the results of what other people are doing that you appreciate, and see if you can, kind of with the little bit of information I'm giving you, use that to say, oh, well, they must be doing this or they must be doing that. And when you start to try and mimic them, you'll learn how to get those pictures that you like. So that's just my little tip of the day, and something to look forward to, so, because I know everybody is appreciating, other people's work, and don't just appreciate it, but try and learn from it.
So those settings that you mentioned, which one of those would you use for knitting?
For knitting, well, it depends on what you're trying to do. If you're trying to focus in...
Because no one's going to be taking their knitting in the dark.
Well,
guess if you're playing with them loincloths.
but so, like, if you're...
Would you more use the landscape one? Because that would be the depth of field that you were talking about?
If you wanted to show more of the pattern, like I said, if you want to get a picture of the whole thing, you lay it out on the table, or if you are fortunate enough to have a model that will go out there and take a picture, the closer you get, the more depth of field that the less depth of field that you have. So with a model, usually you're further back, so you don't have to worry about it. You could use the portrait and still get the, wearing a shawl or wearing a sweater or hat or whatever. The portrait one would be good for doing portraits. I mean, there's a reason why they set these up. It's not just arbitrary. The portrait one's good because it blurs behind, so it's not distracting the stuff that's behind the model. But when you get into more close-up on the table, like by the window light, you want to expand your depth of field if you want to show more of the pattern. Sometimes you'll have a particular detail in that pattern, and you could use either the sports one or the portrait one. The landscape one will give you more, will expand it, but you got to be on a tripod. I mean, like I said, when you get into that situation, the more depth of field that you want, the better you're slower. The shutter speed is going to be slower, so you need to make sure that you're on a tripod. That being said, with these settings, the camera's still going to try and make it, it's still going to try and do its own thing. So you can do these things, but you may have limited results if you don't have enough light. If you have a lot of light, then you have a lot to work with. The less light you have, the more the camera's going to try and correct for that, because the camera's going to want to make the shutter speed to be at least 1/30th or 1/60th of a second, and then even though you set these things, the settings there, it's going to try and keep it within a range that where usually about 1/60th of a second setting, you can handhold the camera and not get much blur. And so the camera, knowing this, will try and set it to at least that setting. So even though you set it here and it's dark, it's still going to try and compensate to make the best picture possible. It's trying to fix things for you without you having to think about it. That's why these auto program things are put into place. So, but like I said, that's the better.
Jimmy, don't get my butt.
Yeah, so like I said, I know some of the stuff I'm talking about may or may not be relevant, but I'm hoping that you're hearing what I'm saying, so that when you look at other people's work, not only if you can use it in your own.
Well, a picture tells 1,000 words.
Yeah, it sure does. But like I said, so I'm hoping that I'm not just trying to tell you go take the picture. Here's the formula: you do A, you do B, you do C, and you end up with
Well, photography is
Ansel Adams, right? It's not one of those things, but it's understanding what these different things do and the effect on the picture. And that's part of, if you can look at a picture and start to pick out those pieces, it helps you learn how to mimic that. And
well, then some pictures, you can tell they had a direct on flash.
Yeah.
That's a pretty easy one to. See, my throat's getting all burning.
Yeah, so I'm trying to point these things out, not only to, you can take these things and do them yourself, but also to keep in the back of your mind when you're looking at other people's pictures. You say, I don't like that picture. And then you can not only just say, I don't like that picture, but then you can start thinking about why you don't like it. Oh, it's flash, and it just washes everything out, and, you got a big, bright, face that's washed out, and everything's dark and doesn't look good. You can start to understand why that's not appealing. When you look at other ones, you say, ooh, the lighting's coming from an angle. I can see the texture in it, and I can see a lot in focus, or it's very narrow focus. And so those are things to look for. So I'm trying to educate you so that when you look at a picture, you say, oh, okay, that's what they did. Because that, I think, is a benefit if you can take the time to just really think about what you're looking at, because then that also helps you learn. So anyway, but that kind of
you just totally just stopped. I'm like,
so I'm trying to.
Do you want to knit a row to calm down?
Yeah, maybe I should. So I get a little excited about my photography. So
it's like knitting. Soon you'll be like that about knitting. Oh, look at what I got! Look at what I got!
My loincloth.
Well, you got excited over the yarn that I might have ordered this morning.
Mm-hmm. I like that. That was, that's for a different episode.
Yep. So, Squeal Like a Pig. This week, my Squeal Like a Pig is brought to you by Absolute Wonder, Etsy.com. Absolute. Gosh. Yeah.
It'll be in the show notes.
Ginger. Etsy.com/shop/Absolute Wonder. Here we go.
Or just go to Etsy and search Absolute Wonder. Yeah. Or the show notes and look at
she donated a, I can't remember what she actually calls it, just spinning bag. See, here's one. See, the other one has a note on it, so I didn't want to. That's her card. And she donated this awesome little bag for spinning. So it's for our spin-along. Is that what Wolf Farm spin-along? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it has a little strap and the snap so it can hook onto your spinning wheel and you can put your notions in it. And really, there's enough room here. You could put your fiber and have it feed out. That'd be a perfect little loop bat. Go right in there. And so, since it's the spring April, she let me choose which bag. And so this beautiful, I think she called it desert flower. And it's got a drawstring on it. And then coordinating beautiful matching fabric. I just love when they take the time to make it, the coordinating. And let me put the card back in. But this, with your participating in our spin along, this is one of the prizes.
Hey.
So
Yep.
that was so sweet of her, and I totally was squealing. I think you had just gotten home and I came running out. But then she also sent a little Notion coin purse. Imagine. Sock monkeys. And it has a little, she had her little card there. You can put something there, a little notepad. And of course she might have heard that somebody likes sock monkeys. So, and it's got a little thing so I can hook it to my bag. Cool. It's really cool. It was so sweet. I love the sock monkeys.
And that matches your other sock monkey.
It's perfect, yeah. So I have the scissor fob, I have the bag, I have the needle nook thingy. So now for my Notions. It'd be perfect for my little chibis or...
And you can clip it on too, so that keep them handy. So
she has these in her shop too, and a bunch of cute little patterned colors, and it is so cute. I like the sock monkeys. Yeah.
So thank you for donating that, and then you guys will have a great prize
to win for a prize.
Prize for winning. So check her out. Go to our Etsy shop and see what else she has. So.
And then another prize that was donated for the spin-along. I might as well just throw this all in right now, because otherwise I'll forget. Friends and Fibers donating a 4-ounce braid of dyed fiber of your choice. And that's Friends and Fiber on Etsy. Wanted to give them a shout out each week since they've been so awesome to donate a braid of fiber for the spin along.
It's considered roving.
Yeah, whatever. And then I'm donating the Freckle Face Fiber Alpaca Merino Silk 4-ounce. So I wanted to show you all these again. I know I've shown this, but so just to remind you and spur you on to the end, because we've had, I can't remember how many, I think there was like 54 pictures in the spin-along thread. Make sure you tag Wolf Farms Spin-along, SAL April. That fat squirrel, wow, she's
busy.
Just the quality. It's like, here, I send you my fiber. But SD Mags, Holy Cuteness, Lindsay, BJ Holly, Mom to Boy 76, Knittables. Yeah, Knittables, dang. She's like master spinner too. Baker Girl Jen, Sandy 151, KS Power Knitter, Shanthy Dragon, Strickland 66, Apple Blossom SF, Misdemeanor. I mean, Dawn's Knits. And she wasn't even going to put her picture in.
Why?
She didn't think it was good enough. These are all fabulous. Some of them are newer spinners, and it's like you would never know you're a new spinner. I mean, just fabulous.
If you took the time to knit it, take a picture, put it up. Be proud of what you do. You know, that's, you know, it's, you know, it all looks good.
Yeah, I was.
Everybody's got their own techniques. So
I was waiting for Tennessee Dawn's to be, you know, like, you know, very beginner, because how she was talking, oh, it's not good, and I'm like, it's gorgeous. It's like, come on, you guys, every single one is just amazing. It's like,
don't short sell yourself. Put a picture up there, you can win, and you can win more fiber, and you can win a nice spinning bag, and you know, there's all sorts of good stuff. So
yeah, and then I saw the fiber floating just now. And then I was going to mention people like I had done in one podcast who've participated in the Hatch a Knit. Oh my gosh, there's 154 images, y'all. I can't keep, I mean, I'd be here all day listing everybody out. And it's like, you know, so you guys are amazing. My queue has just grown huge. But I did want to mention that I am going to lock the thread on the 29th. And then we will pool for prizes and announce on April 30th, because
otherwise
it's going to be April,
like a week into
May
7th already. So
yeah, so I didn't want it dragging on, especially when we're going to be starting the May Play with Toys.
Yeah,
I didn't want that big of overlap.
So keep that date in mind, so you don't get upset if you don't get it in time. So try and finish it up by the time you can get it up by the 29th, so that we can make the the selection and
Yeah.
announce the winner by the end of the month. So that way you guys won't have to wait an extra week. And
So hatch those nets. So, what else was I going to say? I've gone all over the place on my...
Hard to follow our roadmap here.
Yeah, so in the What the Duck is our May Play with Toys with Limb Knit Crochet, which I just mentioned previously. And that'll run from May 1st to May 31st. And please tag your projects with May Play 12 Cal. And you do need to be a member of the group. And then you can also enter into Lauren's. So it's a double dipper, guys. So
two chances to
win.
Yeah.
And if you listen to her podcast, you might have 3 chances. So
maybe I'll try and knit one of these things here. See if she can teach me it. See, this is a round ball.
It's tedious.
I know.
Yeah. So
I still don't know how to read a pattern, by the way. I just know knit, 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 knit.
Jeez, I'm slacking.
I know. Oh wait, purl, 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 purl. Yeah. See, this is the entertainment she gets all the time.
So in the arena, which I've kind of already did some of the in the arena by mentioning all the spin-along peepers and peepers. I want to mention the 20-minute Thrifty Knitter podcast. It was a new podcast. She had 1 episode up. Her name's Purple Rock Star on Ravelry. She has a Ravelry group. Her real name is Nicolette. And she talks about knitting. She's going to be talking about Dungeons and Dragons. And I didn't know people still played that. That was like when we were young, but it's retro. And
it's like World of WoW now is the computerized version.
World of WoW.
World of Warcraft, sorry. Wow.
There you go.
But that's cool. That's like the Dungeons and Dragons of our day. So, but yeah, I remember.
So that's
played that a time or two. So.
And then she gives money saving tips for knitting, and so she only has the 1 podcast so far, so I can't go too in depth of what's and 20 minutes. So she keeps it under 20 minutes. So go give her a listen and see if it's for you. So should we round this up?
I think, woohoo, round it up. Round her up. Someone needs to eat lunch, so.
I'm tired too.
Yeah,
So I wanted to mention the Wolf Farm button, videocast buttons are.
Yes, you too could have one of these.
Who needs to eat lunch? You get this. You can buy it for $1.99 in the shop, among our other different sayings. But this one, the Wolf Farm Videocast button, is free with a purchase in the store.
Yeah, so paid order if you
order, and if you write in the comments section, I want a button.
Yeah.
So wanted to mention that, and I wanted to. I know, just mention Crow Julie is also one of our donators for the Hatch and Knit. She's donating 2 of her dishcloth trio patterns. So I wanted to mention her again. So go check out her patterns. And I wanted to thank Kyra Kitty, which her real name's Kelly from Texas, and Whimsical Rain Adrian, which I totally just forgot where you're from. Just totally went out of my head. They had started the Podcaster Love Day thread in the group, and I just wanted to thank you and everybody who went and left comments. And that was because there was 2 threads started on the 13th or something. So I swooshed them together. So I wanted to give them a big thank you for starting that and all the wonderful comments in there.
Yeah, thank you very much. Encouragement goes a long way, you know, especially when, especially if you're having a down day, it helps you know.
So just like iTunes review, if you haven't left us an iTunes or any of your other favorite podcasts, go leave a comment. It just takes and it's free. It just takes a couple minutes. But, all of us have to upload each week, so we see the comments, and it's really exciting. Ooh, another one's there. And
like I said, it doesn't take a long time, and it helps, all the podcasts that you watch. It just keeps us motivated to come back week after week.
Plus, it bumps the knitting podcast up. So if someone's searching for knitting, it'll bump the podcast up. So because there's a lot of pod-faded podcasts too that are there, but they haven't
archived. They're out of
but it still's there. But if the more active get bumped. So.
Anyways, well, thank you. If you're joining us for the first time, I want to thank you for stopping by and bearing with us. And hopefully we've given you some entertainment. And for those that have come back, I guess I didn't put you to sleep last go around, so you've woken up and come back to us again. But thank you for those returning viewers. We appreciate you coming back, and you're the reason why we're here. So.
Yep.
If nobody was watching, I guess we'd be talking to ourselves.
But we get a big kick out of it anyway.
We should do a day in the life on the farm and have you guys see the crazy.
Well, Pat Looney Hiker wanted us to do that, and I'm like,
I'll duct tape the camera to my head, and then it's like, you guys will be like, oh, motion sickness. Just ignore me.
Yep.
So anyways.
So until next time.
Let's get cracking.
And hatch a knit. Bye, y'all.